I'll tell you. What the heck's going on around here? Who we got? Hi, it's me. Talking to me.
Hey, is this the preacher?
Hey, we're on a 2-game winning streak, Harry.
It's Harry. You know, Dutchie and I are going to the ball game tonight. We're going to watch the Sox hopefully beat up on Justin Verlander, the good-looking right-hander from Detroit.
Yeah, he's a tall, lengthy kind of guy, kind of gangly with big teeth.
Throws the ball very hard.
Also 13-5 with a 2.24 ERA, which is respectable even these days. 2.24. I'm going to deal with it.
Very good pitcher, and the Sox pummeled him last time in Detroit.
Yeah, he'll come back with a vengeance, I think. But the Sox, very important run they're going into now. I think they take it on Detroit, Boston, and the Yankees, is it, in the next 3?
The Sox have a very tough schedule ahead of them. They're in control of their own destiny.
Well, they trail. It looks like they trail the Tigers by 4, 3.5 games only. The Sox are close, baby.
Yesterday's win, after yesterday's 6-3 victory over the Detroit Tigers.
I don't think much of the fact, Harry, that you don't see. What do you run out of gas or your cloud dies or something? You can't get to. You can't get out to Wrigley.
That's too far. That's out of my jurisdiction. I only go up there once in a while. I'm there in spirit, though.
You got a damn restaurant up there, for crying out loud. Would it kill you to make a ghostly appearance?
That restaurant's under new management now.
Listen, you should go in there and move people's drinks around or just throw them in the garbage can when they turn their backs.
I should call them and try to make reservations.
Just sneak up and drink their drinks when they're not looking.
Hey, this is Harry. I want to make reservations. I'd like to see their reaction.
Yeah, give them a call. See how that flies over for you. Hey, listen, Harry, I really like the Cubs' chances in the second half.
Boy, they're going to have to play 900 balls just to get above 500, I think.
Yeah, but I think everybody could come back to the pack. The Cubs are only 18 games under now.
They are coming off their first 3-game winning streak of the year.
In all honesty, and I really mean this, man. If the Cubs could go on a 6 or 7, 8-game winning streak, they're right back in this thing.
They're only they're 11. I agree with you. They're only 11 games out. They've got a lot of good young talent on that ball club.
Yeah,
but Starling Castro is quite the shortstop.
Yeah, but Harry, can we get somebody that can pitch the ball? Win some games.
I think Jeff Smarsh is going to have to pick up the load.
All right, well.
Boy, I can't believe I said that name correctly.
Hey,
holy cow.
Listen, I don't even know who the manager of the Cubs is, and I don't care. But I really got a good feeling in the second half we might go half the way.
The only thing I know about the Cubs manager, whose name is Mike Quaddy, looks a lot like Uncle Fester from the Addams Family.
He does look a little bit like Fest.
Yeah, he's got the shaved head and the grizzly look in his eye.
Right, and the fur coat and everything.
Yeah.
Well, say hello to Dutchie for me, Harry. Give us a shout on your way out.
Sounds good. For Steve Stone, this is Harry Carey. So long, everybody.
Thanks, Harry. Looks like Dietlo's trying to hook up a confrontation, a face-off between George Van Til and Dan Ripe. I'm all for that. Unfortunately, Bernie Zeman missed the true perfect mediator for a Van Til Ripe confrontation, and that would be me. I would be the perfect guy to get that thing going. How long do you think it would take me to get it going? I had Landini and Carlos tight in here. They were ready to go at it today. I don't know if I should feel bad. Call me and tell me if you think I did the wrong thing or the right thing. I was driving over to McDonald's looking for a snack, and with my quarters, with my change, because I'm not a big shot, I'm not a rich guy. But as I was driving over near Grand Avenue, and I keep giving the Morton McDonald's second, third, fourth, fifth chances to do something right, and they don't. But I feel as though the closer I get there to 11 o'clock, the better chance I get to get a decent sandwich. Right at Grand Avenue and 169th, I'm driving by, and I see this little old black lady with a cane, and she looks like to me that she's under some type of duress. I thought maybe she was having a heat stroke or a heart attack or something. She wasn't moving. She was just standing like a statue, but she was wiping her brow and had her hanky out, and I thought, oh, my goodness, I better do something. So I slowed down and I looked, but I'm on the wrong side of the street. I couldn't pull a Louie. So I went ahead and got my sandwich, of course, but as I was in line, I called 911 and explained the situation to the Hammond 911 dispatcher, and she said she'd send somebody out. So when I pulled out after I got my sandwiches, she was still standing there, and no one had arrived. So I pulled into the Pep Boys, and I gets out of the car, and I approached the old woman, and I asked her, "Are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Are you okay?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm waiting for the bus." I said, "But ma'am, the bus stop is over yonder, man. You're on the wrong side of the street. See, there's a bus stop." "Oh, but if I'm over there, it won't stop." "Really?" So then one of Hammond's finest pull up. Very nice officer. I wish I would have got his name. And, of course, once the officer gets there, I mean, I'm out of the picture. I just step aside. She said she was hot. And she'd been standing there for a long, long time, she said, waiting for the bus, but the bus hasn't come yet. And she said that one had passed over there by where the bus stop was, but they didn't stop for her. Well, because she was over here and not over there. And I did try to convince her to go to the bus stop, but she said, no, you don't know what you're talking about. That bus that comes out of Griffith won't stop for me over there. Okay, well. Nonetheless, I went, and the reason, so I went home. The police were there, the officer was there, and there was nothing left for me to do. But the reason I called, and I hope the Hammond Police Department understands that I don't want to give them any more work than they need, and I wasn't sure if they were going to send a paramedic or, I mean, she wasn't laying on the ground or anything, but it just reminded me that what if it was my pops? And he was standing around out there like that. Would anybody call? I mean, even if you're wrong. Was I wrong to do it? Should I have waited till I got over there? And maybe, I'm just, in my mind, I'm thinking, if you wait, what are you waiting for? You wait 5 minutes, and she falls over dead. And then they tell you, well, if we would have got here 5 minutes ago, we might have been able to save the old bag. But nonetheless, I did call, and I don't know if I should feel bad about it or whatever, but, it is what it is. I called them, and they came out, and, God bless the Hammond PD, man, because they were there relatively quickly and seemed genuinely concerned. It looked like to me they were helping her. The officer was helping her the best that he could, and so I went away. But anyway. By the way, Dan Ripe was on with Didlo this morning. If you guys are looking for a PR guy, here I am. I'm the best that ever was or ever will be. Put me on the PR thing. I might bring you a little heat initially, but, hey, you're already in a war. And those guys, there's no love lost between them and me. You're never going to get these guys that are beating. Ripe and Baker are never going to get McDermott and Van Til on their side. These guys are clearly shooting for the money. That's it, and it's as plain as the nose on your face. It's political, purely. Nothing else. If you don't believe it, then there's something wrong with you, or you're lying, or they're lying. Nothing in it for them. Bull hockey. There's plenty in it for all of them. Jobs, contracts, money, more power. More bureaucracy. This is the difference between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. Not that I really should be a member of either one, because I have issues with both. But that's one of the differences. And Ripe is a Democrat. Now Van Til's trying to make it personal while sidestepping. He's not even man enough to stand up and go, hey, this is what I'm talking about. This is why Mellon should be out. This is why Mellon has a conflict of interest. He's using the old coward line of somebody said down the road. Well, what is it that they said? I know what it is. I know what it is. But I don't feel it would be appropriate for me to lay it out on the radio because it's not a problem with me. Van Til is the one that's trying to make it a problem, but he won't come out and explain what it is. He keeps playing dodgeball. Cup and ball game. What is it? Hey, thanks for calling the Region Underground. You're on the air.
Hey, preacher. I need you to correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, on this McDermott and Van Til plan, when they suddenly decided, I thought they had a bill it was all settled to take care of this commission and plans to take care of the river. And wasn't it McDermott went down there with a bunch of people down there to lobby against this particular plan that they had it already just about in place?
Well,
and everybody agreed to. And then when he got back and suddenly says he got some heat from a lot of people, and he said, "Well, I washed my hands of it." And as soon as he got some heat from the people, but the damage was done already.
Well,
Am I wrong?
He did the damage, and then he threw O'Pinker and George Van Til under the bus.
Yes.
And nobody wants. Listen,
he feels good and clean, but my feeling is he did the damage already.
Everybody, and
here we are.
I don't know why, but there's not everyone, but many people are giving McDermott a pass on this, and they're refusing to tell it exactly how it is. McDermott was the initial problem who caused the train wreck down in Indianapolis that has prevented the funding from going through, and he also told the world that even if it passes, this was before they voted on it or before it died, if it passes, they can expect a lawsuit July the 1st. I will tie them up in court. He wasn't going to let them have it. Now he wants to step aside because it's become a political hot potato and an unpopular one. It would be a big issue. It would cost him votes. So he's trying to remove himself from the situation, but he still believes it's the best plan, and I know that because he said so himself. Now what is it? Am I off of this thing, or do I still think it's the best plan? You think he's got nothing to do with it? You're wrong.
Well, that's why I wanted you to correct me if I was wrong there, because that was the same impression I had there. After the damage was done and they were well on their way to fund this thing, then the governor suddenly said, "Hey, you guys can't make up your mind. You're squabbling among yourselves there." He says, "Let's put it off for a while."
10-4.
Suddenly, Van Til, I guess, got the smell of money, and here we are.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe, and thank you for listening. Joe taking a break from Rowan Roper. Hey, you're on Dave from Crown Point.
Hey, preacher, how are you?
Hey.
This is the same McDermott that was once a Republican and decided to change to the Democratic Party.
Thank you very much.
Because it was in his own best interest. People seem to forget that. Same with the one Matt Reardon, who now I like to refer to as Lake County's biggest Democrat on the 1st and the 15th of each month. 1st and the 15th is when he gets to cash his white check, who's also in the Democratic Party, and he claims he's now a Democrat as well. These guys are bandwagon jumpers, and they're looking out for their own personal interest. And this is probably the last phone call I'm going to make in a political strain, because it's very frustrating here in Lake County that people keep voting these guys in. And at this point, I'm washing my hands clean. I'll sit back and I'm going to listen, but there's no point in getting worked up over it, because how did our good governor say? You guys are entitled to all the crooked. Well, what was the term he used in Griffith last year?
Either, I don't know, corrupt politicians that you elect or what have you.
You want. You know what? Lake County could have them. You guys keep voting these guys in, you get what you deserve. Bottom line.
Thanks, Dave. Well, I hope Dave doesn't go underground, so to speak, because he's a great caller from Crown Point, as almost all our people are, who pay attention. But Dave's not half wrong. In fact, he's all right. And I feel on occasions the same that Dave from Crown Point feels. I've just had it. What am I doing? Why am I carrying the ball? Why don't some of you guys do something? I asked Van Til, why don't you drop this stupid conservancy district and start working on helping these guys get funding? Why don't you do that? You'll be a big hero, man. There's nothing in it for you, then why are you doing it? For who? If there's nothing in it for George Van Til, why on earth is he doing it? Why is he pushing so hard if there's nothing in it for him? What do you think, that all of us were born yesterday? Of course there has to be something in it for you. Otherwise, you just must be stupid to be pushing this hard. For nothing. Because the people are not behind you. At least the majority. You pulled an old snake trick by going into Gary and convincing 7 of the council members that there's something in it for them. Now, is George Van Til going to tell me that the Gary City Council believes there's nothing in it for them? He sold them something. He gave a speech over there and convinced them of something. He lobbied them with something as a carrot. What was it? Representation? How much representation do you need when the work is already being done in Gary? How much more do you want? What representation is lacking? This commission is representing all of us, unlike our politicians. Do you think I'm getting fairly represented in the city of Hammond? I'm like, I got a big bullseye on my back. I'm not getting the representation that other people are getting.